Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Terry, and in this video I'm going to explain how I was able to fix my Behringer Bass Overdrive BOD400. It broke when I was making a video because I had these connectors that are not good to use, which I'll show you in the next segment. But basically what was wrong when I opened it up was the spring that's here in the middle somehow popped out because it's not, the space for it to rest here is very shallow. So when it was at an angle to the other pedal, because the two pedals didn't line up right, which you'll be able to tell from the example I'll show in the next segment, the spring somehow got in here and broke the little post here that comes down when you push this down, and it broke off, making this unworkable. So what I did was I took this top part off and removed what was left of that little post that comes down over here. And I looked around my part and see if I had anything about the right size. Turns out my broken guitar stand, the rubber piece that goes across, I cut it, and I cut it to the right length, and then shaped one end of it to fit inside the hole down here so it would go all the way in. Used Tester's modeling cement. Waited about 4 hours and it was fixed. So now it works exactly the way I like it. Actually, it works better than when I bought it. And because I made the post slightly longer, it kind of blocks that hole that the post goes into, so the spring can't go back in there. So I've actually fixed it so it shouldn't have that issue happen again. But yeah, like I said, it works better now. So in a minute, I will show you what happened to it to cause it to break. In the segment after that, you'll be seeing me do a bass solo where I use some of my bass pedals on my bass pedal board to do a solo. But the patch cables I use are flat patch cables that are rock board by Warwick, and I'm using the 5 centimeter patch cables, which in imperial measurements is 1 inch and 15/16 of an inch. So yeah, so that's what I'm using for that, and so I'll see you in the next. All right, now that I've explained how I fixed this, I'm going to show you what went wrong. I used one of these. Do not use these. If you have these, throw them away and get these. So what happened was, I'm not going to actually recreate it because I don't want to damage anything. This input is higher up than this output, which means the angle of this wasn't right, and so it could have broke the inside of here, but thankfully it did not. It just caused this spring, because it wasn't flat, to when I pushed it down, it somehow bounced out of its little seat in here and went into the hole here and broke the post there. So you want to use these, which are simple to use. You just plug one, for those who have never used them before, plug one in there and one in there, and then you have either another patch cable coming in here or your guitar cord, and then you have either another patch cable going here to another effect, or a guitar cord going from here to your amp or whatever you have next in your signal chain. But do not use these. Yes, they're cheap, and yes, it would make your pedal board look neater so you don't have these cords here, but that neatness comes at the cost of breaking pedals. Thankfully, the pedals I use are not expensive. So even if I couldn't have fixed this one, replacing this one would be easy and affordable. But thankfully I fixed it, and now it works better than before. But yeah, my recommendation is do not buy these. Use them at your own risk. Instead, use regular patch cables. You don't have to buy expensive ones if you're starting out. Later on, you'll probably want more quality ones. The ones I have are kind of mid, I think they're probably mid-range ones. I don't think, yeah, because there are more expensive ones that I've seen. But yeah, just use a regular patch cable. The next thing you're gonna see is me doing a bass solo with all my effects set up, and you get to hear that, in fact, this thing does work, and it works really well.